Welcome to Spacecraft Guide, the channel that goes over the most iconic spacecraft in the world. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we are going to continue our work on the communications panel, which will indicate what is the yaw degree for this antenna up here on the lunar lander. And to find that indicator, we have to come over to panel 12, which is communication, and the antenna yaw indicator. And when we click on it, we get to the S-Band steerable antenna yaw indicator. And what this indicator does is it displays the yaw angle of S-band steerable antenna. Antenna pitch limits are 75 to the left and 75 to the right of plane parallel to the lunar module YZ plane. And here you can also get a video description of what I am talking about here. So if we want to go into the schematics and see what is happening, we click here to take us to the S-band equipment block diagram. And down at the bottom here, we see this is where the yaw degree indicator is in the schematic, which comes from the steerable antenna electronics. So it's either going to be in the manual position here for yaw, or it's going to come from over here, which is the AGC sample of S-band receiver in use. Now we're going to get into the meat of the indicator. Now here you have the yaw degree indicator and the pitch indicator. And as you can see, yaw is with X, pitch is with Y. You'd think that yaw would be with Y, but no. So just remember, we're talking about this one, which is the X angle. So that comes in here. This is all how the indicator is coming up with the degrees up here. And we see the X resolve driver. That's going to drive what the needle is going to say. That comes in from the balance modulator, from the yaw. We see that yaw here. That comes in to this line up to the modulator. And then we see pitch goes down to the X or to the Y. Sorry, yaw is with X and pitch is with Y. But up here we have the RF tracker, which this is the signal that comes in from the AGC sample. That is the automatic gain control from the S-band receiver that we were talking about. So this is the automatic tracking, is basically up here, which is giving the signal and showing where the antenna in yaw would be. So that one box that we had when we go back up to, it's way too far. It's way right here. This is that diagram. So we wanted to go into it. And then if we go below that, we also have one more thing I want to talk about on the antenna. And that is, let's see. Oh, and to mention, this is the steerable antenna that we were talking about. We come down a little bit further. This is where we were. And then we read this down here that the S-band steerable antenna provides 174 azimuth, which is yaw, coverage, 330 elevation pitch covered. The antenna can be operated manually or automatically. The manual mode, this is important, is viewed for initial positioning the antenna to orient within 12.5 degrees. That's the capture angle. So in order for this automatic gain control to work, you got to get it within a band, and that's what they used the manual for. They pointed it towards Earth, the spaceship, whatever they needed where the signal was going to capture. And then once that antenna is positioned within the capture range, it can operate in the automatic mode. Its switches and indicators are on the comm panel on panel 12, which we talked about. So that is how what the steerable pitch and yaw degree indicators are indicated. So that should be just about everything that we can talk about on the antenna. That's all for this week. If you would like to use this interactive virtual reality exhibit on the command module, the lunar module, and the surface of the moon, just go to our Patreon page and the link will be down below.